Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, it is a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live coming your way on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We are available on 1250, 930, and online at pr927fm.com. You can watch the program on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Has a lot of great videos up on our Pirate Radio TV site on YouTube. Make sure you check those out and are following us on all our social media platforms as we give you the latest up-to-date information on what's going on at ECU and former Pirates. Shirley Rhodes will have an update on the Pirates in the minor league baseball organizations all across this country. Another big night for Pack. Bryant Packard hitting the ball well. We'll talk about that and more coming up later on in today's program. We got Brian North joining us in the 4 o'clock hour to talk about Pirate baseball and what's going on in the world of sports. Greeny will join us around 4:25. Mark Greenhalgh from the Golf Shop Radio Show. Keep you up to date on what's going on at the PGA Championship and Kiowa Island in South Carolina. And right now, Harold Varner III is on the cut line. He is +3, 2 over. And I have been watching the coverage on ESPN, have not yet seen Harold Varner III, but following the Harold Varner III tracker on Twitter, he has missed several short putts. Could have a much better score today, but he stands right now at +3, tied for 55th, and the projected cut is sitting at +3 at the moment. So we'll keep an eye on what he's doing and talk about it with Mark Greenhalgh from Golf Shop Radio Show later on in the program. How about old veteran Phil Mickelson right now in the lead at 5 under par, and he is in the clubhouse with a 2-shot lead, day 2 of the PGA Championship. At 5 o'clock, Morgan Ahlers will join us. We'll talk about all things ECU and more with DJ Captain Morgan. Tony Dunn kicking us off here on a Friday from CarolinaCatChronicles.com. Hello, Tony.
Good day, sir. How are you?
Great. I love the hat.
Thank you.
Hurricanes playing Game 3 tonight. We will talk about that later on in hour number 1. As they take on the Predators. First game on the road in the series. PNC Arena has been rocking. We'll see what, I want to say Bridgestone Arena. Let's see.
For Nashville. Oh, yes, that's right.
Is that right?
Yep.
I think that's right. Yep. Nashville Predators Arena, Bridgestone. So
it looks like a giant tire, I think.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
okay,
it's pretty
great.
cool.
How's the tread? We'll find out tonight.
Off-road.
Coming up. Right smack dab in the middle of downtown Nashville.
Yeah. I tell you one thing, that tread can't take a power play.
They struggled the other night getting the puck in the net. Great game for Alex Nedeljkovic. Yeah.
Well done, sir.
I was calling him Ned. I was like, you know what? I'm going to start calling him Nedeljkovic, and I'm doing that.
That's because you're a pro. See, that's how pros do it. Best in the business.
He's a true fan.
A pro's pro. We will talk hockey. We will talk Panthers football. First up, let's congratulate the East Carolina Pirates for winning the American Athletic Conference regular season. What a Thursday it was for ECU. They win 2 games. Tulane loses 2 games. And that's all she wrote. ECU will be hoisting a trophy, the regular season American champions. They're playing Game 3 right now against South Florida, Game 3 of that series. But the Pirates, top 8 in the RPI. I tell you what, I think there's a path to being one of those top 8s and not only being in line to host a regional, but potentially hosting a super regional.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I think if they win out, they got a great argument. If they win out, they would be, 40-11, like 44-11 conference champs, regular season and postseason, red hot, high RPI. I
feel like we've been disrespected the whole year with the standings. I don't know why. This has been a great team. They're like 25th, and they had like 4 losses. I didn't even understand it.
Well,
what's happened to Tulane and Cincinnati this weekend? Didn't they look? They've lost their first 2 games, I believe, against the Bearcats.
Cincinnati is rolling right now over the green wave. I think they're winning today again, if I'm not mistaken. That being Cincinnati.
Who's that? Chandler Marshall.
Yeah, you remember that when he was He said Marshall. What was the math?
Thundering.
It was that question you held up the pictures and we had to do the picture game or whatever. Oh, it was Chandler got a big laugh out of it.
That was funny to me.
Pirates trying to win the series, but they'll win today. They'll close it out with South Florida coming up on Saturday, and then they drive, I don't know, how long does it take to get to Clearwater from Tampa? Can't be that long, right? 45, according to our in-studio Garmin, Shirley Rose. Thank you, Shirley. And that is a short trip for the AAC tournament, which begins on Tuesday. All right, Tony, we'll start with Washington football talk today.
Oh, good, because there is nothing to talk about for anything, really. So glad you found something.
It is, we are in the dead zone when it comes to the NFL for the most part, as long as guys aren't getting arrested or released. And I was surprised this week when I heard that Washington was releasing right tackle Morgan Moses, and he has been a pretty steady figure on that offensive line. He has started every game for Washington since 2015.
Holy moly.
So we've kind of relied on him while we've been trying to figure out what to do to replace Trent Williams. He's been clearly the best tackle on the team.
He was a first-round draft pick, right?
I want to say second round.
Was he?
Pick. Yeah.
Okay.
I believe
he was one of those guys that we talked about that year because everybody was trying to think if he could be a left tackle.
He was the first draft pick of Washington one year because it was shortly after RG3 got drafted.
They didn't have a first round pick.
Yeah, so he was our top pick. Steve Hill says third round draft pick. Okay.
Wow.
Thank you, Steve, for that.
Well, that's a heck of a pick right there to play that long at right tackle, be their starting right tackle.
And don't get me wrong, he wasn't great, but he was a solid tackle, like somebody you could rely on.
Hey, availability.
Yeah. And they release him, and curious as to why. From a money standpoint, Washington will save $7.75 million in salary cap space. The move will result in $1.9 million in dead cap space, and okay, that's fine. Here's a couple more reasons potentially that I saw in an article on ESPN. The team is expected to have talks with defensive lineman Jonathan Allen, who will play on his fifth-year option this season. And also, if Logan Thomas is in a big money year, he was great for Washington in 2020. If he has another big year, he'll either hit free agency and probably get a lot of money, or Washington will try to lock him up and keep him on the roster moving forward as a tight end. He played way better than expected in 2020. So if the move is to free up money to pay all these guys you've drafted to build this pretty solid base you have right now, then I'm okay with it because I want to keep Jonathan Allen. I'd like to keep Cameron Payne, and of course your Chase Young is going to want a huge payday at some point. I want to definitely keep all these guys. I want to keep Terry McLaurin. This is the bad part about having all these great draft picks of recent years, Tony. You got to pay them eventually, and it's just tough to do. It's almost impossible.
It is impossible to do, and you know that's interesting. Are you freeing up cap money for the future in a way, or are you freeing up cap money to kind of get one last little addition in free agency?
Yeah, I think it's more to the former there, and that's great. I love to plan for the future and have these guys locked up that we've drafted. But you're nervous for this year because you've got
your offensive line has looked a little aged over the last couple of years. You know, there was a time it was starting to look good, and then I feel like it's had dealt with some injury and no Trent Williams. But
it doesn't look like Brandon Sheriff could be in the long-term plans
because they franchise tagged him this year.
Correct. And so at the tackle position, you've got a guy you brought in a week and a half ago, Charles Leno, and a tackle that you drafted in the second round.
Welcome to a Ron Rivera team, man.
Is this what
this is going to be a Ron Rivera team for you. Your defense is, you're going to sign those D guys. You're always going to have a great defense, but your poor quarterback is going to get mugged.
He never learns, huh? No, you're right. We had that discussion forever with, was it the left tackle for the Panthers?
Yeah. Byron Bell, Matt Khalil.
The rotating door, and then you brought in the guy who had the concussion issues. Michael Orr.
They also had this like kind of tendency to draft some kid from a small school, like his name was like Simone Fua or something like that. You remember him, Chandler? And they would put these guys at guard, and you would think, man, these guys are just getting murdered on every play. And they're like, well, we're signing them to another year deal and we're running it out there.
It is how
you gave up 5 sacks this year. Come on back, buddy.
That's how he constructed a team in Carolina, and it's how Ron Rivera is doing it right now in Washington.
Well, we'll see what that. Who knows? Maybe you're going to go in. I don't know. I mean, hopefully you'll find an answer in free agency next year for a tackle or something.
Maybe that's the plan to kind of piecemeal it together.
Fitzpatrick get murdered out there.
Yeah, they don't really care about the QBs they have on the roster right now.
And then
long
just get
term.
a top 5 draft pick, and then
great. Yeah, I don't know. It was pretty shocking to me. I thought he was going to be a pencil in for another year of starting. Like I said, played every game since 2015. So Morgan Moses is available and will be a good pickup for somebody that needs a tackle right now. Tim Tebow's all over NFL.
Oh yeah, he signed his deal with the Jags.
So he is.
He was on the practice field yesterday
wearing 85.
Yes,
that's right. And of course, he has like the highest jersey sales of the day on NFL.com.
Wow.
Well, yeah, I mean, who else is buying a jersey right now of a player?
True. I I never was like a fan of Tim Tebow, but I wasn't the Tim Tebow just hater.
Yeah, I don't know why you would really hate the guy.
Right, but some people find it.
Oh yeah, I know.
I'm actually kind of cheering for him now.
I just think
it's because nobody wants him to work. And so now I'm the contrary.
He can go have a job, but he's a starting NFL tight end is probably not the job.
Let's see if
he's
he
best
does
suited
it.
for. Let's see. Okay.
I got some Panther news.
Okay.
He said, okay, you not want to hear it?
Yeah, I would love to.
Tyler Gaffney retired from baseball and is rejoining the Patriots. And the way that the tweet, Adam Schefter put out the tweet, he almost didn't even know he played football before. He's like
another former baseball player joins the NFL.
Yeah, well, he was a football player who went baseball and then back to football.
So the Panthers drafted him. Did he ever play for Carolina?
Yeah. Well, no, he did. He had these two awesome.
Of course.
He had these 2 awesome preseason games where we thought he was going to just be a monster, and then he didn't. I mean, he may have played 2 or 3 games.
I don't remember him.
6th-round pick. He was awesome, man. And then he went to the Patriots and played with them for like a whole year when they had no running backs.
Well, the Patriots can plug in just about anybody and seems to work over the years. While we're on the topic, let's talk Panthers running backs.
Ooh.
And what you expect
Who are they?
behind Christian McCaffrey. So, are you excited at all about Hubbard, or is there... Who is Trenton
Cannon? Do you
Cannon?
have a tuba over him?
I've never...
No.
Yeah, I'll allow it. I've never heard of Trenton Cannon.
He played last year a little bit. Like a kickoff returner.
I've heard of Reggie Bonifon. He's like the guy. Does he just like live in Charlotte? And if you need a guy on Sunday, you call him Sunday morning?
Yeah.
Hey, Reggie, come on in.
And he didn't even play running back. He was like a quarterback in college.
We were big fans of Rodney Smith because he had the most generic name ever and would... He got it. He played games for the Panthers, didn't he?
He did, especially right there in the meat of the season when Christian McCaffrey was down.
But the expectations got to be for Hubbard to have a part on this team as good as he was in college, right?
I remember how much he was talked about in college, especially a couple years ago. Did he sit out last year for Oklahoma State?
No, I think he only played.
He might have started and then set out towards the end or something.
I remember in 2019, he was the talk of the town when it came to college football.
Well, because he had 300 carries and 2,000 yards, like 330. It was his 2019 numbers were insane.
Yeah.
Let's Google him up.
I don't know. I looked at the highlights.
2,094 yards.
Good Lord.
If he had almost 3,000, that would have been crazy. And you're right, Tony. 328 carries.
That's a lot. Yeah, I mean,
that's still 6.4 yards a carry on 328
how's
carries.
How's he doing that? Does it have a long on there? Like 12 99 yards?
21 touchdowns on the year. Also called the ball 23 times. Last year, only played 7 games, had 133 carries. So it was probably good for whatever NFL team was going to get him that he did not have that wear on the tires in 2020. Should be pretty fresh, hopefully.
Yeah, and we got him in the 4th round, which was even better.
Hey?
Well, I tried to talk to Tony about being excited about a running back in the draft. I think you meant I was talking about like 1st or 2nd round. I just meant you guys were probably going to get a young rookie and have another option behind Christian McCaffrey.
I can't wait to see someone talk an offensive coordinator into using that guy, though. That's what I like. My thing is that I've gotten excited about these running backs in the past. The problem is the Panthers just give it to Christian McCaffrey 99% of the time.
True,
and that's not really a problem. But it's been there has not been one offensive coordinator yet that's worked with Christian McCaffrey that has the guts or the know-how to take him off the field.
I thought you were going to say nuts.
Yeah.
What was the split? How many games did McCaffrey play last year?
Like 7.
What was
8?
the split when Mike Davis and McCaffrey were both healthy playing together? Like 90-10?
If even that, it was that Mike Davis get 5 carries in a game.
But I guess that's how they want to do it, because then when Mike Davis became the feature back, he got all the work, didn't he?
Yeah, then they gave him the 100% of the carries.
What do you think Mike Davis does in Atlanta? Is he their starter? Like, is he going to get the bulk of the carries there?
I guess him and Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley's not even with them anymore. He's a free agent right now. Have you? I know what he does in Atlanta.
Squat.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, there's tree trunk of a leg.
Yeah, the picture with his leg.
Who? What's their depth?
I don't know. You tell me.
Where is it even at?
Quadre Allison, Tony Brooks James, Javian Hawkins.
Turns out
Huntley.
Mike Davis is their starting running back.
Mike Davis is my top fantasy pick this year.
You better, yeah. They're trying to run back the Michael Turner days.
The Burner Turner. So Todd Gurley's really out there?
Yeah.
Wow. I spelled his name wrong.
That's right, because there was I believe
he only had a 1-year deal, I think.
This might have been a fan account that I saw, because anytime a star name is out there on the market, they always say, "Oh, the Panthers should get this." Apparently there might have been some pursuit for Todd Gurley before drafting Chuba Hubbard.
It's finally Gurley man time in Charlotte. You still got the T-shirts?
Yeah, I still have the template. I don't even know if I own one.
Well, you wanted him in that draft. Who did they end up drafting?
Oh gosh, what year was that?
It wasn't McCaffrey, was it?
No. It was
17.
Let's see. Why do I spell his name wrong every time? You were all over Todd Gurley in the 2015 draft. You really wanted him.
We got Shaq Thompson.
Yeah.
Now, okay, let's look back on it. Who would you rather have?
Todd Gurley.
Really? You wouldn't have McCaffrey right now.
Well, yeah, you would, because you would have played Todd Gurley for 3 years and then kicked him to the curb like the Rams did.
Yeah. After his injuries and.
The Rams did pay him a lot of money, but he was sensational, man. He deserved it.
Shaq Thompson still
he's a bum.
Wow.
Nah, I mean, he's not a bum, but he's got. I'm expecting a season where Shaq Thompson finally just puts my concerns to rest this year.
He's been like a lost puppy when Thomas Davis and Luke Kuechly left. It's like your parents leaving for the weekend and you're home alone and you're like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
But they never come back. Taylor, did that happen to you?
It's kind of like, oh, you ready for the 90s random movie reference? Jury duty. It's kind of like when Pauly Shore's parents left for vacation, and Pauly Shore had to go to get sequestered for jury duty just because he didn't know how to take care of himself.
Tony Dunn has seen every Pauly Shore movie.
I have.
Let's see what is on his IMDb page. Son-in-Law.
Yep.
Encino Man.
Movie,
Craig.
You've talked about all these freaking movies.
Because I love every single one of them.
Son-in-Law is a great movie.
Yeah. Bartles and James, dude, sign my jacket.
Not only have you seen them, you've referenced them all. Son-in-Law, Encino Man, Biodome.
I have not.
You just referenced Jury Duty.
I've seen In the Army.
You haven't seen Guest House because it came out in 2020. You've only seen the 90 ones. A Goofy movie? Didn't know he was in that. Yeah, you've seen them all.
I've got Encino Man going at my house right now. There's a big hole in my backyard with no water in it.
When we get some water in that bad boy?
God, I hope soon.
So, if you drafted Todd Gurley, you would not need a running back in 2017, so you would just have taken Patrick Mahomes there.
Oh, good gosh. No problem there.
Or Deshaun Watson. And
no problem there.
Well, maybe lots of problems there.
Oh, yeah.
What's the latest on that?
What is the latest on that? There hasn't
been
anything.
Posting workout videos, I hear, on Instagram.
Maybe not so poor David Culley. Maybe he'll have his quarterback.
Yeah, but even if he's available to play,
he's going to have to pay all the people off.
Will he play
That's like the only way it's going to happen.
They're going to settle out of court?
Yeah.
Texans signed Jeff Driscoll to a 1-year deal.
I have another question. So that's a quarterback, right?
Yep.
I always felt like sounds like he's a NASCAR driver.
He was at.
Isn't there a guy named something Driscoll?
It does. No, I don't think so.
There was a Dick Trickle.
No, there is a Driscoll. There used to be a Driscoll in racing.
Driscoll was at Florida and then went and got coached by Skip.
Redbeard, are you listening? Who was Tony thinking about?
Redbeard.
How are you, Mr. I don't know anybody's name, going to tell me that there was a guy named Driscoll
because
in
I've
racing?
done this before on this show over this same name, and you said the same thing. I know you mean, but the Houston Texans are signing quarterbacks left and right. The Green Bay Packers, they signed Kurt Benkert. How many quarterbacks
I don't know if we
have?
ever put a bow on that story, Shirley. So one day Shirley said that Chad Kelly and Kurt Benkert were going to go work out for the Packers. The very next day, the Packers signed Blake Bortles.
Right.
The day after that, and we were like, well, there goes that for Kurt Benkert. The day after that, Benkert posts pictures of outside of Lambeau Field. Like, all right, what's he doing there? Did he just get a free trip and he's not going to work out? And then 2 days after that, he's inking the contract. He's signing his contract.
It's like they're going to have so many quarterbacks when Aaron Rodgers comes back in, he's just going to have a meltdown. They're going to do this. They're going to put the quarterback room right across from the wide receiver room, and the wide receiver room is going to have 3 guys in it, and the quarterback room has 10 in it, and he just says, I quit. I quit. You guys have never done anything for me.
And it's down to Jordan Love, Blake Bortles, and Kurt Benkert at that point. Redbeard says Jeff Gordon. I don't think you're thinking about Jeff Gordon. You're thinking about some guy named Driscoll that doesn't exist in NASCAR.
He does in my head.
Let's get our first break in. We will come back. We'll see if there's anything else going on in the NFL. Also, we will talk some Hurricanes hockey before Tony gets out of here. He's a big Caniac, as is his wife. Why is Miranda a big Caniac? She gave me a good answer the other night, Tony. Wednesday after sports trivia. Everybody loves a winner.
Oh, yeah. It's a good year to get into it.
It certainly is.
You know, and when your best friend has club level seats and you get to go to
that doesn't hurt.
20 games, then it makes you invested.
Panthers, Canes, NFL, everything in between on the way this hour one. Tony Dunn rejoins us after this.
Guess what, Greenville? Calzones are back. Community Calzone is the only restaurant in town specializing in calzones. Choose from over 50 different calzones, or you design your own with unlimited options, including vegetarian. Community Calzone also features wings, huge salads, and more. Plus, they deliver to almost everywhere in Pitt County. Located on Greenville Boulevard next to Ashley Furniture Warehouse, they're open for lunch, dinner, and late night for dine-in, pickup, or delivery. It's Community Calzone.
The Tauber River Bandits are back, and this year we'll have a full season, and all fans are welcome this year. Come watch some of the best collegiate baseball around with over 20 Division I players on this active roster looking to compete at a high level. We have a family-friendly atmosphere, awesome stadium, food and drink specials, plus the coldest beer on the East. Come do something different with the family this summer with the Tauber River Bandits. 29 home games to choose from. Tickets available at the gate or online at TarboroughRiverBandits.com.
The only way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the only way to get it is at Jersey Mike's, because authentic ingredients make a sub above. Jersey Mike's crew doesn't just walk right in and make a sub. We're there early, slicing veggies, baking bread, grilling bacon. Then we walk right in and make a sub, because freshly prepared ingredients make a sub above.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
Greenville's original express car wash is now offering a fast pass for as low as $19.99. That's one pass, 4 locations, and unlimited washes. Visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and East 10th Street, and also in New Bern on Glen Burnie Road. And by popular demand, Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
Get more during the Memorial Day sale at Bostic Sugg Furniture. More savings, up to 15% off in every department. More selection, all the latest styles and trends for your living room, dining room, and bedroom, all at savings up to 15% off or 48 months special financing. Experience better sleep on a new Restonic mattress with queen mattresses starting at $5.99 or get two-sided starting at $7.99. Get more during the Memorial Day sale going on now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ron Ayers Motorsports. It will guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville.
Looking for a professional to take care of your commercial properties? Gallenberg Lawns is here for you because customer service is number one. Gallenberg Lawns specializes in eco-friendly landscaping design, mulch, hedging, sod installation, pine straw, tree planting, and much more. If you need landscaping help for your commercial property, call Gallenberg Lawns today for a free quote at 919-647-6193.
Gallenberg Lawns, we make it pretty.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs, 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville, across from Ron Ayers Motorsports, and in Chocowinity, next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
This is ECU head baseball coach Cliff Godwin, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. North Carolina state parks are now open for visitors. Parks should be used for exercise, fresh air, getting out in nature, or a day trip. Visitors should enjoy themselves, but please remember to focus on moving through the park. Keep social distancing in mind and avoid large groups. While most facilities and activities will be open, please contact any state park with questions or visit ncparks.gov/open. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
Alrighty, back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday. It is Free Beer Friday. We've got a 12-pack of Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade, the variety pack, which includes strawberry, original, black cherry, and peach. Also, a Bud Light t-shirt, koozies, a new Pirate Vibes Only t-shirt, and a large pizza from Domino's. Here's the Bud Light shirt if you're watching our Facebook Live or YouTube feed. It is a cool t-shirt, and the Pirate Vibes Only t-shirt is in high demand as well. At somebody at AJ's say, hey man, why don't you bring me one of those Pirate Vibes Only shirts? And I said, I could probably get a shirt, sneak a shirt out for you. I don't know if it could be that one. And he said,
sneak a shirt.
How about you sneak that one out for me? That's the only one he wants, the Pirate Vibes Only shirt. So those are in high demand right now. You can win one for free coming up later on. Also, a large pizza from Domino's. Not sure if I mentioned that. And coming up next week, we're going to give away some of these bad boys. These awesome coolers. Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade coolers. Pop the top, pop it open. These things are cool, Tony.
That is pretty neat.
We'll be giving those away.
It's an adult lunchbox.
It is, yeah. Carry, like I said, a head in this thing. Pretty much whatever you want. Whatever you got laying around the house. All right, Tony. Oh, have we talked to you about the turf going down at Bank of America Stadium?
Maybe briefly a couple of weeks we talked about it when the news broke. There was a story up.
The Pirates are going to play the first game on that turf, I believe. Because they'll open the season on a Thursday night against App State. I don't know if there's anything going on between now and then at Bank of America. So
a lot of installation.
Yeah, a lot of
they
hard
had
work.
To pull. I did see that they took something like 300 tons of the dirt.
Yeah, they've already
and then they
donated it
to parks all around the
Mecklenburg.
Yeah.
area.
Which I love what you say donate it to, because you had to get rid of it anyway.
Well, they could have sold it, I guess. I don't know. We got some dirt.
You
want some
had
dirt?
to pay somebody to take it.
They
so
could
that
have
was just a free way to unload it.
Should have put it at the track in Charlotte, do a dirt race like they did in Bristol.
I think it's pretty cool what they're doing, though. They're, giving back to the community, especially the kids and stuff. So
giving dirt
Great
to the
give
kids.
the dirt.
Yeah, that's great.
Hey, well, they always told me growing up, rub some dirt on it. So I think they're just giving
Nothing
it to them when they have a
shows you
boo-boo.
care like a bucket full of dirt.
Can we have some of that NFL money that you guys have millions of?
You're going to get dirt.
Nope, but we got some big pile of dirt for
I'm going
you.
to start giving my wife dirt pots and be like, there's a seed in it. If you take care of it right, there will be a flower one day.
My gift to
I'll
you.
just be like, man, you must have the worst green thumb ever. You've never gotten anything to grow in this.
Cam Newton played on this dirt. Here is this dirt.
Troy D would be all about
I would
it.
pray that.
John Thompson's Pirates played in this dirt in 2003-ish, 4-ish, whatever year that was, 2003. That was the only time I've seen the Pirates at Bank of America Stadium. It did not go well. The game against
Wait, you
Virginia
mean
Tech
the
went a
only
lot
time
better.
you were there in attendance?
Live.
My parents were at the Virginia Tech game.
That was a doozy. TJ Lee blocking the punt. And then, boy, one of the best halves of football ever. ECU in South Carolina. Pirates had a lead at
Lance
halftime.
Lewis was grabbing touchdowns.
Justin
Justin Hardy
Hardy's
bursting
debut.
on the scene.
Yeah.
Dominique Davis. We were like, who's this cat? But he was there already. But I remember thinking, like,
remind me a lot of Rodney Smith.
Who's this cat that played quarterback for us all last year?
yeah. But no, man, I mean, he came out firing from all cylinders. And so, I mean, it was like, damn. Like, Dominique Davis.
Damn, Dominique. Back at it again.
This cat.
Harold Varner III has a bird and is now +2 on the day. +2 for the tournament, +1 on the day, trying to make the cut, as the cut line is now +4 projected cut. So HV3 could be playing into the weekend.
Come on.
Talk more golf with Greeny coming up later on in the show. I guess we'll talk some Canes, Tony. You and Miranda have become big Caniacs. And I said the other night, because she was all jacked up, game 2 of the playoffs, I said, do you get this excited about the Panthers? Like, why do you like the Hurricanes more than the Panthers? She said, I don't, but it's like so much better to root for a winner. And I was like, yeah, you got a point there.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
When you're rolling and there's something to be excited from week to week, not just check the score and see how it's doing, but day to day. And you're really in the hunt the whole way, is that they've been leading the whole league. And, these playoffs are already so intense. So, yeah, and hockey turns out to be a very exciting sport that she didn't really know about, for a long time.
Playoff hockey, and throw the crowds in there, yeah, it is super exciting.
And it's fun because it's always moving. Some of the things that attract people to the NBA a lot is that it's always moving. It's kind of a fast-paced game. Except for the NBA, the last minute is the most excruciating time of the game.
Yeah.
The last minute for a hockey game is remarkably exciting when you pull the goalie, and so it is fun. And I think that a lot of the overtime changes that they instituted over the past 10, 15 years. I mean, it's been a while now, I feel like. But those have made the games exciting and move on, where there's a clear, winner without everybody just being so tired of how many overtimes there are. And so I think, and also, Carolina has not been good for a long time until these last 3 years.
9-year playoff drought, 10-year, whatever it was.
It's a good time to be a Canes fan right now.
Yeah, it wasn't that long in the past, Tony, where ties were ties. And then they started having the overtime winner and overtime loser and shootouts and all that. So last night, the Panthers beat the Lightning 6-5.
This game was incredible.
5 goals in the second period for the Lightning, and then the Panthers tied up, winning overtime.
The Panthers came out and scored 2 goals on the road. They're down 2 games in the series already to Tampa, which is a great team. They're the superior team. Tampa Panthers come out strike early, and it's starting to it looks like, man, these guys are scrapping. They don't want to go home, and then Tampa just lays it on them, and it got ugly quick. Somehow the Panthers kept scrapping, and pull out the win at the end.
I'm a Hurricanes fan. I am not an NHL fan. So I haven't watched the Capitals play all year. I haven't watched the Penguins play all year. If we get to that point, I'm not going to know, anything about those teams.
Well, this is the time to start peeking around at those teams a little bit. Just kind of find the series that are interesting. This Penguins Islanders series is a slugfest. I can't believe that they put up 5 goals by the end of that game. It was like 1-0 for the first 2 periods, I felt like.
5-4 was the final. Penguins beat the Islanders. Penguins lead the series 2-1.
Big
Tonight,
third period there.
It is Caps Bruins game 4. And the Caps trail that series 2-1 to Boston. This one is in Boston.
And they lost in a double overtime last night, I believe.
They were playing Wednesday night after the Hurricanes game had ended, and they started before the Hurricanes game. They were in double OT in that one. Boston is up 2-1 in that series. So, once again, if the Canes win this series, they will take on another team from their division, either the Panthers or the Lightning, and then finally would branch out and play a different team in the, semifinals at that point.
I'm interested to see who starts in net tonight for the Hurricanes. We were talking about this at Sports Trivia. It felt like there was a time, in the 90s when Pauly Shore was the greatest. And
Pauly Shore was dominating the box office.
But
Patrick Waugh was dominating the nets.
It felt like the starting goalies played more games. And that might not have been who was the guy
Dominic Hasek for the Red Wings.
Who was the guy that was the great for New Jersey? The greatest
Martin Brodeur.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, those guys. I felt like they played every game.
Yeah.
I'm sure they took some nights off, but how do you take Ned out right now? Man, he had a shutout this past game. He was on fire.
But if you look at it, and you were kind of saying you kind of ride the hot hand, right? Like Peter Mrazek, for all intents and purposes, could be a better goaltender right now in his career than Ned. But Ned's been hot. He was awesome the other night, and we'll see if he's there tonight when they play in Nashville.
And he's kind of stepping into the scene, so we're learning who he is in many ways this season. And I think he's the only person in the history of the Hurricanes and Whalers that won their initial start in the playoffs, and then also the only guy I think that's in his first playoff debut or something that had not a playoff debut but first playoffs that had a shutout.
Right. He has been fantastic and should continue on as the netminder for the Carolina Hurricanes moving forward in this series. So they are up right now 2-0. The old cliche is the series doesn't start until the home team loses. So, if remember the first round 2 years ago, Tony, when the Hurricanes were down 0-2 to the Capitals and then came back to Raleigh, won 2 games. Finally, it went to Game 7, and that was the first time a road team won when the Canes were able to knock off the Caps in Washington.
Well, it's something to tune in tonight, folks. It's been a fun series to watch so far.
Where can you watch it? Well, tonight you can watch it on the USA Network.
Finally,
which gave us a
you can see it without stealing someone's password.
Oh, you can,
or having to go out and spend money if you don't want to.
Yeah, well, it was on.
We all have Shirley's Spectrum password.
Is that what's being passed around the
We're
office?
supposed to say that out loud, dude.
Nah, I don't have Shirley's. I got somebody else's though.
Do you have a password of mine for something?
No, not right now. I don't think.
Okay, all right. Just curious. I think Tony Castleberry still does from 4 years ago, because when I jump on some of my apps, I see
your movies
and it says
in a different position.
Watch this again, and I'm like, I hadn't seen that before.
I haven't seen this new Mortal Kombat movie yet.
Actually, I have. Did you watch it?
I did.
That was pretty cool.
I liked it. They got a lot of bad reviews from people, but I think this is just in defense of video game movies. There's not a lot to build off of.
A lot of blood and guts, and I enjoyed it.
I was hooked in the first 10 minutes when they explained Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm in.
For you 90s kids, you would enjoy the
never heard of the
nostalgia of it
years.
all. Yeah. All right, let's take a time out. We will come back more with Tony Dunn to wrap up hour number 1 of Pirate Radio Live in hour 2. We'll talk to Brian North, get some ECU baseball talk in, get some NASCAR talk in, and more Mark Greenhalgh with Golf Shop Radio Show. We'll give you an update on what's going on at the PGA Championship right now. Everybody chasing Phil Mickelson as he is in the clubhouse with a now one-shot lead. Louis Oosthuizen is 4 under par, 1 back of Phil Mickelson. HV3 sitting at +2 on the tournament. And +1 as he has birdied again. He is even on the day and moving on up, tied for 31st. Great showing for HV3, so we'll keep you up to date on that as well. More to go on Pirate Radio Live on a Friday. We're back with you after this.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Cliff Godwin. Summer is here and I want to invite your son to attend Cliff Godwin Youth Camps. We will offer 3 sessions the weeks of June 28th, July 12th, and July 26th. All camps will be held at Clark LeClaire Stadium and campers will get baseball instruction from members of the 2021 ECU baseball team. Campers will also play games and each camp ends with our famous Pirate Slip and Slide. Full day and half day sessions are offered. For more information, visit cliffgodwinbaseballcamp.com. See you there. Go Pirates.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
You demand perfection. That's why you drive the perfect car. Okay, maybe it's not exactly perfect, but it's perfect to get you to Domino's for their perfect $7.99 carry-out deal. Carry out any 3-topping pizza or a 10-piece order of wings, smothered in delicious sauces like hot buffalo, garlic parmesan, and honey barbecue, just $7.99 each. Demand the perfect carry-out deal at Domino's. Carry out only. You must ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary. Excludes XL and specialty pizzas. Crust availability varies by size.
Hey Pirate fans, it's time to get that yard done right with the new John Deere mower from Quality Equipment. Our premium lawn care lineup is what every homeowner needs this spring. A John Deere will change the way you mow with easy-to-use attachments, effortless steering, and intuitive controls. Right now, save up to $700 on X300, X500, and X700 series mowers. Learn more at QualityEquip.com and get quality done right. Offer ends 10/29/21. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
In studio today with Natalie Edwards from AG Home Solutions and eXp Realty. Natalie, you have a unique partnership because you work in the real estate market and also work with AG Home Solutions. How does that help your clients?
So it's interesting, the trends that we're currently seeing in real estate. Inventory is so low. We're seeing a high percentage of folks who want to renovate their spaces, perhaps add a home office because now they're working from home. And so they come to us with those design ideas and we're able to help them navigate through that.
What other trends are you seeing in the marketplace right now?
Yeah, so we're definitely seeing increased needs for home office space, folks being able to do virtual learning from home. So how can we redesign that space so it's functional? We're also seeing folks that do want to take advantage of this being a seller's market, and so they want to freshen up that space and get it ready to put on the market. And so we can come in and provide them with some good guidance on things that they might want to consider before they list their property.
For real estate or remodeling, how can folks contact you?
252-947-2526 or aghomesolutions.com.
If you wake up in the morning with a backache, feeling more tired than you did when you went to bed, you probably need a new mattress. And the best place to get that mattress is Factory Mattress. Hi, I'm Kirk Smith, General Manager. For more than 40 years, Factory Mattress has been Greenville and Wilson's local mattress dealer. We guarantee the lowest price on the area's best selection with over 50 models to choose from. No seconds or overruns. Factory Mattress offers only first quality direct from the manufacturer. Sealy Posturepedic, Beautyrest, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. The most highly trained sales associates with over 60 years of combined experience. Same as cash financing with zero interest up to 48 months and free local delivery. Face it, to have a good day, you've got to have a good night. So sleep better knowing you saved money at Factory Mattress, locally owned on Greenville Boulevard in Greenville, on Forest Hills Road in Wilson, on the web at factorymattressusa.com, and a proud member of Pirates Supporting Pirates.
This is assistant football coach Drew Dudzik, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, for the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner, be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our various social media. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at PR927FM, or you can follow us on Twitter at FreePR927FM. Join the close to 50,000 followers today. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clint Brock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live. Yesterday on the show, we talked to Jake Verity, the all-time leading scorer in ECU football history, who inked a deal with the Baltimore Ravens this week. Now, when I first saw that, I said...
You're listening to...
That's what I said. I said, you're listening...
Sorry.
To hour number 1
of Pirate Radio Live. And then after that, I said, good for Jake Verity. And then after that, I said, wait.
And then after that, I said,
why?
And Dan?
Why? What? Well, you know, they have Justin Tucker.
Yeah.
Who's going to kick there forever until he says, I don't want to kick here anymore. He is the most accurate kicker in NFL history. And why are they bringing in another kicker? So,
then you said.
And then I said, you know what? I'm going to read why they brought in another kicker. It was a couple years ago, Tony Dunn, who is still here. Hello, Tony. They signed Kerry Vedvik. Never heard of him. And the Ravens signed this guy. And John Harbaugh is such a special team.
And in 2019. Oh, they had him for 2 years.
They groom him. So they keep him around the facilities. John Harbaugh is such a special teams guru that when other teams see they brought in a kicker, they start freaking out. All right, we got to get this guy. What do we got to do? They fleeced the Vikings into giving them a 5th-round draft pick.
Appreciate it. That's what we gave away. Like, we didn't get that for Cam. We didn't get that. That's what we got Heineke for. Or no, a 6th.
So they got a better pick for a kicker than you got a quarterback.
And then what happened to this fella?
Well,
he went to Minnesota. I'll tell you what happened. That dude got cut. Mike Zimmer will cut any kicker. Right?
That is true.
He will be like, missed it, get out of here, man. He has no patience.
Zimmer probably did that just to piss off his front office. Like, wait, you traded a 5th-round pick for a kicker?
Cutting him.
3 weeks later, he's gone. I've never heard. Oh, last month he was drafted by the Saskatchewan Roughriders of the CFL. Wow. So is that in the future for Jake Verity? We don't know. Point being, the Ravens, and we talked about this yesterday with Jake, really do value special teams almost as much as they do offense and defense. And Sam Cook is their punter, who's really good. Justin Tucker, most accurate kicker in the NFL all time. So there's a path for Jake here. And maybe he kicks some in the preseason. Maybe, you know, they could put him on a practice squad if they want to keep him around. Or maybe...
I bet you they have him kick the entire preseason because they don't need Tucker kicking. You know, what's he got to prove? Is it warm up or something? He doesn't need to feel game action. Then they can, like you said, repeat this.
So long term, unless something happens to Tucker this offseason, I don't see Verity kicking for the Ravens in regular season games. However,
cash that check, homie.
Yeah, and he could do that. He said the meals are awesome in the team facilities. I asked him about the food. He said very similar to Todd Dining Hall with the trays and everything you get. The only difference is he had filet mignon, filet mignon, his first meal in Baltimore. Not a bad start.
I have me some filet mignon.
Well,
you gotta ask.
It's actually fillet.
You gotta ask the tight end guy, Bryce, to say filet mignon.
I had filet mignon my first meal. So if he kicks,
I said, dang it, this is good.
He kicks in the preseason, like he's gonna get some film out there on him, and could, who knows, be shipped off. The Ravens know what they're doing when it comes to their kicker. So congratulations to Jake Verity. Also, we saw, I believe it was this week, Deontay Smith officially signed his deal. I think we're gonna see him on the field year one for the Bengals, and you know, Blake Prohl's got a shot with the Vikings.
So we did not bring up the funniest part of the break, which is when we were talking about highest paid kickers, and we pulled the list up.
Well, you had mentioned Justin Tucker being the highest paid kicker. I wanted to see his numbers, and he's received a massive contract from the Ravens. $5 million per season, had an $8 million signing bonus. They signed him 4 years, $20 million. And then I saw an article that said the top 3 paid kickers. Now, the second highest paid kicker is Robbie Gould.
Chandler, got a guess on who number 3 is?
By the way, before you guess, Gould was released by the Bears, and then shortly after, they had their double doink. Just the kicking gods were not happy with him. The third highest paid kicker in all of football is?
It's not Joey Sly, is it?
No.
No.
It is
Graham Gano.
What?
Yeah.
Graham Gano signed a 3-year, $14 million contract with the Giants.
DG is his boy.
That's what Tony said.
Yeah.
That's his boy.
And, he did have a very good year last year.
He missed 1 field goal, 31 of 32. He did miss 2 extra points, which we've seen from these kickers is becoming more difficult.
He doesn't like to make the 50-yarder plus anymore, except for when they're 63 against, Washington? Wasn't it Washington he kicked the 60? No, it was the Giants.
New York Giants.
It was the Giants he kicked the 60.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, we were going through kickers one show this week. Clip asked me about the kickers that I've seen since my fandom started in Carolina since 2011.
I didn't realize Gano was there that long. He's been there for a long time.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Who? I've already forgot his name. Mare.
Alindo Mare.
You remember him?
Yeah.
That was the first kicker when I started watching the Panthers. He was.
So they had Gano throughout the Cam era, basically.
Almost the entire time.
Yeah. I was saying how rare it is for a kicker to be somewhere so long, and I guess Gano is one of those guys. Maybe that's why he's the third highest paid kicker in all of football.
And Gano was basically on the squad in 2019, but sat out the whole year with an injury. That's when Joey Sly came on, and then we were like, all right, we like you. Graham, go wherever you want to.
And Graham Gano does great when he's on bad teams, so that's why he made every kick last year. Wait until them get on a playoff run and it mattered.
That and he probably didn't have a lot of extra points and field goals to kick anyway.
Tony does not have a lot of love for Graham Gano.
Not a huge Graham Gano fan.
Really?
No, not at all.
You're a Graham stan?
I'm a Graham stan.
I guess you don't remember the Super Bowl, homie.
Look, I'm not going to say that I admire the guy, but I don't have a problem with him. I did get really mad at him. I did get really mad with him. Week 1, Thursday Night Football, Denver Broncos on the road, and he missed that field. You remember that? Oh. He missed that field goal wide left.
Yes, because he did it 2 games in a row. The end of the season in 2015 and the beginning of the season in 2016 lost us 2 games in a row. Well, he didn't lose us the Super Bowl, but it could have put us in a much different scenario going into, I think, the half. Yeah. Right?
I forgot
Derek Anderson news clip. This is funny.
He unblocked you?
Is he running for office?
No, I have I get my, because I have my personal account, and sometimes I'll get these suggestions for my personal account, and I'll click it, and I don't know why, but it suggested a Derek Anderson tweet to me, and the tweet comes out, and he said, so I didn't work a day last year, and I paid more taxes than Joe Biden, who made $770,000 or claimed that he made $770,000. He said this is all messed up, and people were talking back and forth, and all I said to him was, do you think this looks funny? Do I look like I think this is funny? No. Oh gosh, I hit him with the
I think this is a joke. The classic.
I put my heart and soul in that.
Oh, when he was with Arizona. Yeah, I remember that.
He did delete the tweet though after that.
Tony Dunn.
Just because all the mentions he got,
probably.
But is his point true?
I don't know. I mean, I'll have to go and check the IRS out and stuff like that. But one thing is that if he's paying that much in taxes, that mug's making loot. And I'm still upset for him for fleecing us for all that money.
Oh, here's another point of contention between Panthers fans, Tony and Chandler. Chandler is a Derek Anderson.
What?
I loved him.
Oh, my God.
I loved him.
I think he was one of, if not the best backup quarterback in the league when we had him.
What does that even mean?
It means what he said it meant.
You mean the best guy that never plays?
Did he play?
He played when Cam had that car wreck, and he won every game that he came in and.
Yeah, and that was early.
Look, Tony's going to argue his spot. You got to be ready to defend your spot.
To Tony's point, I mean, it was the Buccaneers. And
it doesn't matter.
McCown.
He won games.
I went to that game.
Yeah, you remember the game, though, that they sacked Cam because he didn't wear a tie in Seattle? And Derek Anderson came out and threw a pick six like on Playboy.
Oh yeah, that was like a Sunday night football game.
Yeah, and they sacked Cam for a series. They were going to be like,
was that a Rivera thing?
Your punishment for not wearing a tie is we're sitting you for a series. And then Derek Anderson either threw a pick or a pick six, something like that, just right on the first play of the game. And we're like, well, at least he wore a tie on the bus.
He overthrew. In fact, I remember it was like Mike Tolbert was in the flats, and he went to throw it to Mike Tolbert, and he overthrew him, I believe, and just it got picked. And I want to say it was a pick six on the first.
Did he think it was funny?
He tweets nonstop, dude.
Oh yeah,
can't relate.
It's crazy.
You know who else does?
Yeah, but it's all about politics. Like it's insane. It's wild, man.
You know who else?
Like, and what? Who's that?
Britton Burson. You follow Britton Burson?
No, I don't. Didn't like him either. Did you like him?
I did. He was a punt return specialist, baby.
He was awful, wasn't he?
Terrible.
Did he, like, fumble all the time?
Yes, and he always fumbled on the punt returns. It's like putting you. What do you want? Philly Brown next? I'll take Philly Brown over Brent Burson.
Good Lord, I didn't know you had this much hatred for the former Panthers.
He's the
monumental Panthers.
He's the pick on Burson because you said he was Richardson's like lawn boy or whatever.
Yeah, his love child. I think. No, I think he was
went to
his
Wofford.
neighbor and his neighbor.
Yeah,
he was his neighbor
really?
or something like that.
These guys are going to have statues outside of Bank of America Stadium one day.
What happened to the
Show
last?
some respect.
What happened to the last statue outside of Bank of America?
Ripped away.
David Tepper started a mob to then get it taken away for safety.
So that was a badass statue, though.
So did Tepper get the ball rolling on that?
I think then the wrecking
ball rolling?
He was feeding disinformation out in Charlotte to get this because they were to the point they wrote in the contract you can't take it away.
That's right.
I mean, so it wasn't going anywhere, and soon as the protest came
so he
up,
caused an uproar.
Yes,
and said, "Guys, we got to take this down just for safety."
Yeah,
what a genius move!
It is. I mean, it was even better than my idea, which was just putting brick wall around it.
What a puppet master move by David Tepper. Just throw a little.
This is a guy that paid for this team.
Yeah,
$2.2 billion in cash. He bought the team with that.
I want to. When you say in cash, does that I wish that they made them bring it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Still just the numbers in a bank account.
Tony said you didn't understand what Chandler meant by best backup in the league. Washington right now has 3 of the best backup quarterbacks in the league, all on the same roster. Do you understand what that means? Ryan Fitzpatrick, Kyle Allen, and Taylor Heineke.
That's funny because Fitzpatrick's the first one.
The 3 best backup quarterbacks in the league all play for the same team, and one of them's going to start, and they all might start. I don't know what they're going to do.
It's like saying that the Saints had the best backup.
They probably did.
Maybe. We don't know. He's just standing there eating W's, holding a clipboard.
How do y'all feel about Rod Smart?
Loved him.
That was too early for Chandler.
He hate me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who that is, but it was way before my time.
And I think he was on the Super Bowl team that year.
Rod Smart, he was good.
Did he put it on the back of his jersey?
He hate me, yeah.
Well, on the back of his XFL jersey, not his Panthers
And then
jersey.
we just called him that.
Yeah. All right, that's all for today, Tony Dunn.
Thank you.
Enjoy the Canes tonight.
I will. I hope to see you.
Yeah, might do a watch party on location with Chandler and Tony tonight.
Nice.
All right, we will check out the C3 podcast every Tuesday night with Tony and the crew this off season. All right, let's take a time out. We'll come back. Brian North will join us. Also see what happened last night in minor league baseball. Shirley Rhodes will give us the former Pirate update. Got that and more. Hour 2 on the way of Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
Hey, Pirate Pirate Nation, this is Gray Williams from the Pitt County Pirate Club, inviting you to join us on Saturday, June 19th for our first annual Cornhole Tournament presented by Miller Lite. There will be 2 divisions to compete in, the advanced and the competitive. Each division will have a doubles and a singles bracket. The total payout for the tournament will be $4,800. Hurry, space is limited. Sign up today by going to Eventbrite and searching Pitt County Pirate Club Cornhole Tournament or finding us on Facebook. Go Pirates!
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
Don't just ask him how he's doing or how business is, right? His business is not him. And Jay made that very clear. He's like, people come and say, how's business? Jay wants to know, he wants somebody to ask him, how is Jay doing?
That's right.
And that's my challenge to people, is to think about that. And it seems like a nuance, but it's not, because that can open up the door for somebody to say, Jay ain't so good. And that's the door we need to walk through.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
At US Cellular, we see our customers as more than just customers. They're neighbors. When you switch to US Cellular, you can get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free with no hidden requirements. As a neighbor, you deserve it. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
If you have family coming over this summer, the last thing you want is your air conditioning to not keep the house cool. Face it, the only thing worse than an irritable mother-in-law is a sweaty mother-in-law. So call Delcor to get ready for summer. For a limited time, put no money down and get 12 months same as cash when replacing an HVAC system. Keep your mother-in-law cool. Everybody will thank you. Go to DelcorInc.com or call 252-321-8868. Delcor, the service professionals.
This is James Greenleaf, the General Manager of Delcor Heating, Coolant, and Plumbing. If you've been holding off on replacing your AC unit, I urge you to make that decision now. The factories have warned all their dealers that HVAC equipment delays will get worse as demand exceeds production capabilities this summer. Don't wait until the peak of the summer heat to get your equipment replaced. Let's get your home ready now. We have great financing options available, including same as cash, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. Call Delcor at 321-8868 or visit us at DelcorInc.com. Delcor, the service professionals.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
In studio today with Dr. Shondell Jones from Kinetic Physical Therapy. Dr. Jones, you guys can help people with any aches or pains.
Yep, we sure can. As it's getting warmer, we know more people are outside, wanting to be more active, and we know spring sports are in play as well. And so if you've got a knee or ankle injury, whether it's just a strain or a sprain, we've got specialists there to treat the weekend warrior and the athlete. For more information, visit us online at kptonline.com or call us at 364-2806.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Did you miss a show on Pirate Radio? Listen to all of Pirate Radio's archived local programming by subscribing to us on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe today by going to the podcast app on your iPhone or Apple device and search for Pirate Radio Audio Archives. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
All right, in just a few moments, we will lob a phone call to Brian North. Got to be careful here. Chandler's in one of those Friday moods. He's kind of pulling me into it, and we could cut up a little too much for Shirley's liking. So the next couple hours of the show are going to be interesting.
No, I'm fine.
Are you all right? You're okay.
You good, bro?
You're okay right now. Bro. I'm just kind of worried about bro. What the hell is Gordon Hayward doing?
What the hell is going on, Gordon Hayward?
What the hell is going on, Gordon Hayward?
Gordon Hayward put out.
That was a pretty good Stephen A.
Yeah, you did pretty good. Gordon Hayward put out a tweet. Thank you, Buzz City Nation, whatever. It's been a great year, and I saw a lot of replies like.
Borrego needs to be fired.
Hey, Glass Man, how about you play in the freaking game instead of tweeting, stuff like that.
What the hell is going on,
Gordon Hayward?
What the hell is going on, Gordon Hayward?
Your first one was better.
All right.
A little bit.
Bro.
What is going on, Shirley, with Pirates in minor league baseball? I saw the Pac-Man went ding-dong.
Yeah. Bryant Packard hit his third home run in 4 games last night. But it was his only hit of the night. He was 1 for 5. But the Whitecaps got a win over the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers by a final of 4-1. Jack Reinheimer was in action last night as Tacoma took on Round Rock Express, which is the team that Jarrell Cotton plays for. Jarrell did not make an appearance in the game, and Jack went 0 for 4. Round Rock defeated the Rainiers by a final of 10-5. Dwanye Williams-Sutton hit his second home run of the season last night for the Fort Wayne Tin Caps. However, that was the only run that was scored for Fort Wayne as they lost to the Lansing Lugnuts 12-1. And Jake Washer was in action last night for the South Bend Cubs. He went 1 for 4. Cubbies lose to the Dayton Dragons by a final of 5-2. So that's your minor league baseball update.
All right, Shirley, reach out to the bat phone and give Brian North a call. We'll talk about what's going on with the Pirates right now trailing South Florida 4-0. Wonder if ECU celebrated last night, winning the AAC regular season. ECU wrapping up the title last night. 2 games left to go in the regular season, and then they will play in Clearwater for the tournament. We'll up-to-date you on some Pirate baseball, what's going on around college baseball with the other teams who are projected or potentially could be a regional host. Coming up with North in just a moment. Harold Varner III right now just parred on 12. So let me get his score update for today. HV3 was +3 for the tournament. He has bounced back to +2, or +1 rather. He is +1 now, tied for 32nd, and is sitting pretty when it comes to the cut line. The projected cut is expected to be +4 for this tournament. So Harold Varner III still, 6 shots back at the leader, Phil Mickelson, at -5, but is in a good spot. And now it's kind of frustrating because he's missed some putts today that could have him 2 or 3 strokes better than he actually is right now, but still in a great spot at +1. All right, let's head out to the Fixed NC live line. We will talk to Brian North from WCTI 12, Fox Eastern Carolina. He joins us today on Pirate Radio Live. North, how you doing today, man?
Doing good. Quick, just turning up the lawn.
I'm sorry, you're doing what?
Yeah, just finished mowing the lawn. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay. I thought you had kid duty, you got lawn duty. You never stop, do you, North? Do you ever take time to just sit on your couch and be fat and happy and, I don't know, eat some pork rinds or something?
From about 8:10 p.m. to about 8:25 p.m., I do that.
That is the money time for Brian North. Good deal. Yeah. North, first things first, got to get an update on your Yard sale. Redbeard wanted to know about the vest. How much did you sell the vest for? You showed us a great picture of that on social media.
The vest is still available to Redbird. Tell him that...
Redbird. Oh, you called him Redbird.
Redbeard, sorry. Yeah, my God, now I'm going to get hammered for that. Let's see what kind of meme he comes up with on Twitter for that one. Redbeard is still available, and I think it would look great on him. We have the people interested, but no one wanted to pull the trigger on a hot day. So,
good point. This is more of a fall to winter yard sale item, I would say.
Yes, I would agree with that. Yep.
What was the highest selling item last week at the North Yard Sale?
Well, gosh, let me think. The wife got rid of some of her excessive amounts of shoes and boots. And so she had some boots that went for like $45.
What you said there were some items that you might want to hold on to that maybe the wife would make you not hold on to. Did you end up keeping anything that you got junk now that's piling up for you?
We've got not junk. We've got items for next year's yard sale.
Okay.
Yeah, so there was a few things we thought would go but didn't, and there's things we thought there was no way in heck that anybody would ever buy that crap, and they did. So
does anybody go to that and say like, "Hey, you're on TV"?
A couple people were kind of walking around, and finally they did a double take, and so. But you know what? You know what happened then? They still didn't buy anything extra that they would have. So there was no extra influence from television that helped people buy crap.
Could be negative, Brian, because the media is the enemy of the people, and they see you on the TV, and they're like, "I'm not buying anything from this guy."
Fake yard sale crap, yeah. Yard sale crap.
North, I see this now on Twitter, so we'll start here. CODA coming up this weekend, which stands for Circuit of the Americas. Is that right?
Something like that. I looked at the schedule, I went, what the hell is that? And then I was like, well, I guess they're doing like 6 road course races. This must be the new one in Texas, so I have no clue.
Oh, okay, so this is a new deal. It's in I know it's in Austin, Texas. Xfinity practicing as we speak, as I see on Twitter right now. So who are the road coursers, Brian, that's going to have a good race on Sunday?
You know, William Byron probably is a guy that's up there. I think any of the usual suspects. Martin Truex has been doing pretty well on road courses lately. I think the Busch brothers are always excellent on those as well, depending if they have good equipment underneath them or not. So I think any of the usual suspects will be right there. With a new course, you know, it's funny, like William Byron is that like e-racing type of guy. So sometimes I think those guys have the advantage because no one's raced on this thing before. And these guys who have done the virtual racing on it, somehow, for some reason, I just believe that they have a little bit of an advantage.
Did you ever think, and look, scouting has been a thing for years. I mean, like high school coaches trade tapes and stuff like that, and you scout your opponent. But did you ever think you would be saying, I like this guy to win this week because of iRacing, because he's been doing virtual tracks? Like, was that, what has NASCAR scouting been like? It's basically go out there and practice, do some practice laps, right?
Yeah, well, right. There always used to be practice. There used to be what they call tire tests. So they're always trying to work with tires to get them better, and drivers would somehow, always the better drivers, would get a chance to go out there and do tire tests on some of these tracks, and that would get them extra laps there. But yeah, it was always the old practice. Back in the day, there was practice. Now NASCAR's just gone that Iverson route. They don't even practice anymore.
I mean, we talking about practice, not a game. Brian, as your time as a youth up in New York, were you ever into hockey? Are you jumping on this Canes train here? They're up 2-0 in their series. Were you a hockey guy growing up at all?
So not huge. We had a pond out back, and we used to go out there. I tried skating a few times, didn't work well. I cheated and got what they were called double blades, so it was 2 blades together, you know, so that kind of helped a little bit. But we mostly went out there with boots and brooms and, you know, crap like that. So, no, I was never any good at the hockey thing, and I wasn't a huge fan. We had, in the big town next to us at Glens Falls, we had the Adirondack Red Wings, and they were the Detroit Red Wings affiliate. So Adam Oates and Darren Pupa came up through, and so I kind of watched the Red Wings a little bit. Rangers were kind of my team. If you had to have a team, I had the Rangers growing up, but I was never a hardcore hockey fan.
Yeah.
The hockey thing to me has never been ingrained in my blood, and that's what most hockey fans are, right? It's the tried and true guys. So when it comes to the Hurricanes, I am a bandwagon media guy fan.
Yeah.
I think I've been to one game that was not an Eastern Conference Finals or Stanley Cup Finals. And they were 2002. Yeah, 2002, I jumped on the Eastern Conference Finals, and then, of course, they lost the Red Wings. And in 2006, same deal. We jumped in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I was there for most of the Stanley Cup Finals, including when they won it all in Game 7.
You are not show up unless it's a big moment guy. If you're Eastern Conference Finals, Stanley Cup or bust, Brian North joining us. Hopefully the Canes can get there this year. You were mentioning those names. I remember Adam Oates as a player. I guess more. I remember him as a Capital, I think, and I know he played for some other teams.
With the Capitals, they actually started. Him and Pupa started at RPI, Rensselaer Polytechnical Institute. They won a national championship at RPI, which is right there in Albany, which is right down the road. So, their career actually went even farther for me back. But
so what about Stevie Y and Fedorov? Were those? Did they ever play where you were talking about?
Iserman did. Fedorov, I don't think, went through there. I'm trying to think some of the other guys. The big goon enforcer, who I think just died recently in a motorcycle wreck. He went through there. But some of them, they had a good run in Glens Falls, the Adirondack Red Wings, and I think they left maybe around 2000, 98 and 2000. So, but they had a good run from the 80s up through. They were Calder Cup champions a couple times. The Hershey Bears were their big rivals. So we used to go watch the Adirondack Red Wings a couple times a year, so that was always fun.
Brian North joining us. The ECU Baseball Pirates are AAC regular season champions, Brian, and I don't know if they celebrated last night, but tough start to the day today, getting out to a 4-0 deficit right there in the first inning as they played Game 3 of their series with South Florida. But another championship for Cliff Godwin and company, Brian, as they've put together a great 2021.
So, look, 15 conference titles in school history, and I think that, you can only, Cliff Godwin will tell you this, I can almost quote him in that you can only control what you can control, and they can control winning the regular season conference title this weekend. Check, they took care of that. Now they're the number one seed for next week's tournament, and so that's the next thing on their agenda, right? Win the conference tournament there, and then you hope to get a home regional and super regional and so on and so forth. You can't go to the College World Series this week, so you get what's in front of you, the conference regular season titles in front of them. Now you kind of get guys rested and tuned up because what do you have? When will they play? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? They'll play one of those days, and so you start setting your rotation now that you still want to win. You're still competitive, but now you get some of those other guys out there.
It's tricky, man. We talked to Cliff Godwin about that earlier this week, and he is a foot on the gas guy the entire time, but he's also a smart guy. And he came out and said, look, we don't want Gavin Williams throwing Sunday in the championship game. We got to get him ready for a regional. So it's kind of tricky to kind of navigate that, Brian.
Yeah, and you start thinking of it in the old Coach K theory, or actually more Roy Williams theory, I should say. Roy was always like, look, I don't mind winning the ACC tournament, but that's not why they put all those commas in my paycheck. It's for winning the national championship. And so, look, ECU's won their share of conference titles. I think it's regional, super regional, and finally getting to Omaha. They have the talent to get there, and what is the old statistic? They have more regional appearances than any other college team without getting to Omaha. And so I think they have a good shot this year. The way the team is comprised, now you've got to have a little bit of luck, and you've got to have things set up. So, yeah, conference title would be nice, but I don't know if that's the feather in the cap that they're most concerned about. They'll try to win it while they're there, but I don't think they'll sell their soul to win it just and then hurt themselves in the regional after that.
I was talking to somebody today, Brian, about the NCAA regionals and how the ACC, Notre Dame and Pitt were the only possible host sites for ACC teams. Pitt lost 3 to NC State last week. NC State winning again yesterday, and he came up with the option of NC State potentially hosting at Charlotte. Like NC State being the 1 seed at Charlotte could be a possibility. But when you look at the Wolfpack, North Carolina, Virginia, and we'll throw in the SEC, South Carolina, if they're not a host, one of them, if not 2 of them, will likely be in Greenville coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah, and so it'll be interesting to see what the committee does. They love to play those rivalry matchups in those regionals because it makes money for them. So it's going to be some curious decisions with that. So, look, North Carolina and NC State had rough starts to the season. They're now playing better here down the stretch. So be careful what you wish for if you're Pirate fans, and I know ECU fans always love for those teams to show up on their own home turf. So, but keep an eye on those teams. The kid Love, what's his name, Austin Love for Carolina last night, was a guy who couldn't even make the team his freshman year, redshirted, and then last night he has a career-high 15 strikeouts.
Wow.
Developing players and getting guys, Carolina and NC State really are starting to play better here towards the end of the season.
Brian, could you give us a quick scouting report on Farmville Central's new football coach? What do you know about him?
Ron Cook, he former Virginia Tech player. He was there with Michael Vick when Michael Vick was at Virginia Tech. Then I believe he transferred to somewhere down in the Tidewater area to finish his career. He's been a coach several different places. Ron's a good guy, certainly a players type of coach because he's played the game at such a high level, and he's a guy who sees the potential at Farmville. And so I think it's going to be an interesting fit. They've got a lot of work to do at Farmville because they put themselves in a hole there. But Ron Cook's a guy who, again, players coach, so it'll be a pretty good fit. I think he'll do okay there.
And some other news from this week: ECU, the first to offer a Farmville Central sophomore, soon to be junior, out at Farmville Central, trying to get on them early. Brian.
Yeah, the short kid, which Farmville Central's got something to work with. They've got some athletes, and basketball has certainly been the sport that's dominated, but football culture there, as we know, goes way back, including back to the old Mofo days. And so it's the short kid is a dynamic athlete, and he had a good spring. And obviously ECU and Mike Houston see some potential there. They have not offered a ton of kids from Eastern North Carolina since he's been here. And granted, the talent's been down just a hair, but for them to get in there on him, and I know they've been in Havelock a lot and New Bern, which has some talent coming up through. So I think we're going to see them start offering a lot more 252 kids. But that's one of the rare ones to get a scholarship offer from Mike Houston since he's been there.
Brian North joining us on the Fixed NC Live Line. North, what are the weekend plans this week?
Well, I got to finish mowing the grass, but the family unit's home now. The wife just back with the two terrorists, so we're going to go hang out here this evening. And then I'm not sure. We're summertime's interesting. The beach is a little crowded and maybe not quite for them yet, so we're trying to find the right activities for a 2+ and 5-month-old. So sometimes it's just hanging out with the Mickey Mouse stuffed dolls around the house and just being creative that way. So
and enjoy your 8:05 to 8:20. Is that what you said? Your time to shine.
Yeah. So it's chaos at the household from 5:30 until 8 when the second one finally goes to bed, and then I got about 20 minutes on the couch before I fall asleep.
Enjoy it. There's Brian North joining us on a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Thank you, Brian.
All right, Clippy. Sounds good, brother. Talk to you soon.
See you next time. There's North joining us today on the program. We'll take a time out, come back. We'll get you up to date on what's happening down at Kiowa Island in South Carolina. The PGA Championship going on, and Phil Mickelson, the wily vet, in the lead right now at 5 under par. Harold Varner III, rough start to his day 2, has played much better since then and put himself in a pretty decent shape to stay around for the weekend. We'll have all the updates with Mark Greenhalgh from the Golf Shop Radio Show. He joins us on the other side when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by GolfKnickers.com, the world's leader in traditional golf apparel. Hosts Mark Greenhalgh and Nat Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
You've worked hard to start your business and are working even harder to make it successful. That's when it's most important to have a community bank and a local banker in your corner. This is Eric Clark from Select Bank and Trust. Our team of local bankers care about you, our customer, and the communities in which we all live and serve together. As the business and economic conditions of 2020 threw you many curveballs, our team at Select Bank and Trust remains steadfast in being responsive to your ever-changing needs. In 2021, choose Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select, member FDIC.
The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ's has daily food and drink specials and an awesome patio perfect for some outdoor dining. Stop by AJ's on Monday for open mic, music on the patio on Tuesday, sports trivia with me, Clip Rock, on Wednesdays, and music bingo on Thursday. AJ McMurphy's Turnberry Square at Bells Fork and on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bells Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
Okay, let's just try not to embarrass ourselves and everything will be fine.
Yeah, sure, totally. Is that a Pepsi Wild Cherry?
Oh, no. Please, not here. Not here.
Too late. You know something, Steve? Flavor Mania is about to run wild.
Oh, not Flavor Mania.
Pepsi Wild Cherry's about to drop a flavor suplex right into your pie hole. It's gonna hit your taste buds with a top rope elbow of flavor. It's gonna be delicious. It's gonna be refreshing. It's gonna throw your wild cherry loving brain right through the announcer's table.
Oh, I can't take you anywhere.
Flavor Mania doesn't need your permission, Steve, because the world knows that nothing is gonna get between Pepsi Wild Cherry and that flavor championship belt. Are you ready to get wild?
Oh, please don't.
Come
get
on,
wild.
Steve. I said, are you ready to get wild?
Seriously, does this always have to happen when you drink Pepsi Wild Cherry?
You better believe it, brother.
Pepsi Wild Cherry. Now available in zero sugar. That's what I like.
With rates being historically low, now is the best time to buy or refinance your home. This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250 and 685-842. Equal housing lender.
If you love the food at Villa Verde, and hey, who doesn't? Now Villa Verde makes it even easier for you to order takeout. Tell us about it, Jay.
If you go to myvillaverde.com, you can order online, and we'll have it ready for you to go. Plus, you can pick it up at either one of our locations. No waiting in line to pay, and no waiting at all. Just pick it up and go. With online ordering from myvillaverde.com, or from our mobile app, plus even from our Facebook page. Villa Verde, now with 2 Greenville locations to serve you. Villa Verde, a platform for good.
This is Big John Williams, strength and conditioning coach for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Jersey Mike's is open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. You can order in-store or online through the Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, welcome back into the program. We've been keeping an eye on some Pirate golfers here towards the end of the week. We had Dortea Forbrig on the show earlier this week, the ECU women's golfer playing right now at the Barstool Sports Let Them Play Classic out in Arizona. And Shirley, you had a score update just a moment ago. How is Dortea doing on day 2 of that tournament?
Sorry, I had my mic off. She actually has jumped up a space. She is still 2 over on the day. 3 over on the day, and she is tied for 11th place. So she dropped. She started the day tied for 7th. So, but still right in the hunt there.
All right, well done for Dortea Forbrig playing her. And this is, I guess, unofficially for the ECU women's golf team, playing on her own right now. And as we talked to her earlier this week, says she has plans to continue her pro career after, or begin a pro career after she is done playing golf at ECU. We will talk some golf now with Mark Greenhalgh from the Golf Shop Radio Show. You can hear it every Saturday, 8 to 10 a.m. right here on Pirate Radio, keeping an eye on the PGA Championship. And Mark, how about that name at the top? Phil Mickelson, 5 under par, shot -3 today, and he is the leader right now, as others, still a lot of golfing to be done on this Friday, but Phil Mickelson putting himself in a good spot heading to the weekend.
Yeah, definitely. Doing a lot of things really well right now. He's like third in putting average. He's first in strokes tee to green, strokes gained tee to green. So there's a lot going on for Phil right now. But it makes you wonder. Statistically, Phil does not keep that up for, most of the time for 3, let alone 4 days. So we'll see over the weekend how Phil's able to hang on. Traditionally he's going to have at least one bad round, and the question will be how bad is it? And with the wind conditions the way they are, and the course not really letting anybody go that low, can he have a bad round and survive and still be near the top of the leaderboard to give himself a chance?
Mark, leading up to this event, you and others have talked about how difficult this course is. And is the course difficult, or does the wind make it even more difficult? If there was no wind going on this weekend, would it still be a difficult course, or is the wind a major factor in how difficult this course plays?
Well, there's two factors, Clip. I mean, obviously wind, and today we're seeing right now kind of sustained winds between 20 and 25 miles an hour. So that's always going to be difficult for golfers. I mean, golfers don't mind playing in hot, in cold, in rain, snow even, but when you throw the wind factor in, and when you throw in a consistent wind that does, maybe puff up a couple miles an hour here and there, that's the big issue for golfers. Now, the other factor at Kiowa is, unofficially, I've heard rumors that there is as much as 8,300 plus yards of tee boxes available at Kiowa. So when there's no wind, you can certainly stretch this golf course out. I mean, their official yardage this week was around 7,800 and change. What it actually plays at can vary because, if they have the winds that they have the first, were predicted for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I mean, obviously the stretch of holes coming in, the 5 holes coming in, are all into the wind, and they're maybe going to play those a little bit shorter than they normally would. Now, when the wind on Sunday flips around, you might actually see those holes play downwind, and you might see them get stretched out a little bit further. So, one of the things that they have the ability to do at Kiowa is they can create it make it a little more difficult by making it longer. So there's a couple of factors here at play, but if you had no wind and you were playing it just at a stock, let's say 7,600 yards, I mean, for the general public, it's still a hard golf course, but for these guys, they'd eat it up.
Mark, I've heard even not just with drives and approaches, they've talked about wind affecting putts here on this Friday at this golf course. And speaking of putts, Harold Varner III has had a few 4-footers that could really have turned his day around and really put him in the hunt for this thing. But he's sitting right now at +1. He is even on the day, kind of battled back after going 3 over par, battled back to getting to +1. So a pretty good showing right now for Harold Varner III, the expected cut, sitting at +4 right now. But what about that, Mark? Putts affecting wind. I haven't heard a lot of that before entering this weekend.
Yeah, most of the time you hear that over at the Open Championship with a lot of the exposed link-style golf courses. And, this isn't a link-style golf course, but it's not one of those golf courses where they cut it into the dunes. They kind of put it up on top of the dunes. So it is very exposed to all the wind. And, they were talking about today in the coverage that the greens might have been just a little bit slower today with the anticipation that they were going to get these 25-mile-an-hour winds. So when you have greens that kind of sit up, and the third green is a great example of that. I mean, Will Zalatoris came to that hole earlier today, hanging in there at even par for the tournament, and left his second shot short and hit a chip shot that the wind, he thought the wind was going to stop it. It didn't. It went over the back, and next thing you know, he's making a 7 because he 3-putted from about 8 feet. So the wind certainly does play a factor. If you've got a crosswind, and you've got to take that into account. If you've got a downwind or an into the wind putt, you certainly have to take that into account. So wind, yes, the wind plays a factor on every single shot on the golf course when you're exposed like this.
Greeny, when you look at a guy like Bryson DeChambeau, and never make assumptions, we know what happens. I assumed with all the wind being a factor, and you were talking about, I think last week, that there's water in play on every single hole of this tournament that it just made for a recipe for disaster potentially for Bryson DeChambeau. But he is 2 under par right now. Looks like he's about to have a short putt for par there, I believe, on 8 or 9. He's through 7 at the moment on this latest scoreboard I'm looking at, but I'm watching him on television as well. He -2 right now. Is that a surprise at all, or is this where he should be in this tournament?
It really all depends on what Bryson decides to do. I mean, if Bryson gets up there and tries to hit bombs all the time, I mean, then you're going to have some difficulty because there's a lot of trouble out in this golf course. But if he uses his distance to his advantage, and I'm gonna, because I've watched a lot of the Will Zalatoris, and Will Zalatoris hits it a long way. But he's hitting 3-wood off of number 1. He's hitting 3-wood off of number 3. He's hitting 3-wood off of 4. If Bryson is following that kind of a pattern, that's how you use your distance advantage over people. You don't have to hit driver off the tee. If you do get it out in the fairway, now you have the opportunity to maybe hit 6 or 7 iron in when other guys are hitting 4 and 5 iron or 3 iron in or something like that. That's how you use your distance in major championships in these kind of conditions, is that you don't have to necessarily use it off the tee. You can use it everywhere else to your advantage, and he's been doing a little bit more of that here. He did it at the Arnold Palmer. He did it and won. He did it at the Players' Championship and gave himself a shot. And then since then, he's kind of thrown caution to the wind with it. So, if I was game planning for him, and I know he likes to do it, I'd back him down off the tee boxes sometimes and use that advantage somewhere else.
Yeah. Greeny, Mark Greenhalgh is joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Louis Oosthuizen is 1 shot behind the leader, Phil Mickelson. Brooks Koepka at -3, 2 shots back. Some other big names. DeChambeau, we mentioned, is 2 under. Ricky Fowler, kind of a name from the past there a little bit, 1 under par. Who right now in contention, Mark, are you keeping an eye on for Saturday and Sunday? Who is within striking distance that you think could still win this thing?
Well, it was funny. I wanted to pick Brooks Koepka coming into this. I just didn't really know where the knee was. He tried to convince us at Augusta that it wasn't as bad as we thought it was going to be, and it ended up really impeding his golf swing a little bit. He looks 100% better this week. He said it's not going to be. He's not going to be 100% for a while. And I was kind of high on him coming into this round, and he kind of had a lackluster start where he hit a couple of shots. He had one where the knee, you could see, bothered him on the downwind 6th hole, and ended up 3-putting from a distance, making bogey and falling back to +2 for the day, 1 under for the tournament. And then lo and behold, he hits one out of a clump of grass on number 7 for a second shot onto the green about 35, 40 feet away and drains it for eagles. So he's right back in the conversation again. But you got to think, as long as the knee isn't bothering him, and he's able to do what he wants to do, he's got that mentality at this kind of a golf course in these kind of conditions to just keep hammering it out there, hammering it on the green, never getting too high, never getting too low. You got to look at him as, right now on that leaderboard, as the favorite.
Mark, I saw another headline kind of unrelated to the PGA Championship we'll hit on before we let you go. U.S. Ryder Cup captain Steve Stricker said he wants Tiger Woods to serve as an assistant, being a vice captain on this U.S. Ryder Cup team. 6 golfers will qualify, and there will be 6 captain's picks that will qualify for the team coming up in August. And I know you said in the past that the Ryder Cup is something you keep an eye on, even while tournaments are going on throughout the season. So I haven't heard much of Tiger's name here recently, following his bad wreck that he had months ago now. But what did you think about this news, and as far as Tiger Woods being involved in some form or fashion with the Ryder Cup?
Well, it was funny. I was actually a part of that press conference, and I asked Steve Stricker a question right after they were talking about the Tiger thing. And it was funny. That may have gotten stretched a little bit. Steve Stricker he basically said he did a Zoom call with Tiger, and they asked what it was about, and he told them it was none of their business. But when asked about Tiger being part of the Ryder Cup, he said, "Oh, most definitely." But we're not even in that realm yet of Tiger being able to say that he can go do that. We obviously want to get Tiger healthy and get him up and moving around a little bit more, but he said certainly if that's an option, Tiger is a tremendous help. I mean, Tiger, he's like, sometimes you almost have to tell Tiger to stop, because when he helped him with his President's Cup captaincy and Tiger was a vice captain, he said that, you know, Tiger would 6 months out was talking to him about stuff. And so certainly Tiger has really stepped into the role of being a vice captain. You know, we saw him run his own President's Cup team and really got everybody fired up from that standpoint. So he's certainly somebody that you would want as a part of that team, whether it's as a player or as a vice captain or even a captain down the road. So I think if Tiger's certainly able to move around and do what he needs to do, they'll have a cart with his name on it, and they'll let him go have at it.
Greeny, obviously a big edition of the Golf Shop Radio Show coming up on Saturday, as you'll be talking PGA Championship and more. What do you have on the docket for Saturday at 8 a.m.?
Well, we'll come out of the box with our man Bill Bender, talk a little bit about not golf and some other sports, but then we'll get right into it. We're going to talk to Brian Gerard, who is the director of golf down there at Kiowa Island for all those golf courses, and maybe we'll find out, you know, as that wind flips on Sunday as it's supposed to, what do we have to look forward to from a conditions standpoint and all that. We'll also talk to Rex Hoggard and get some insight for him on maybe where some of the action's going to be and maybe who his favorites are. So we'll talk a lot of PGA Championship on Saturday morning.
Looking forward to that. You can check it out right here on Pirate Radio. Mark Greenhalgh joining us on a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Mark, have fun and have a great show on Saturday. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, thanks, Cliff. You have a good weekend, too.
Thank you. There is Greeny talking some PGA Championship. It has been fun to follow. I've been watching a lot of it today, and Phil Mickelson in the lead. As Mark said, can he keep it up for 2 more days? Right now, a one-shot lead over Louis Oosthuizen, who I really just enjoy saying his name. One shot back of Phil Mickelson for the lead right now down in South Carolina. We'll take a time out. We'll come back. One more segment to go in hour 2 before we flip it over to hour 3, where we will talk to Morgan Ahlers. He'll join us inside the Pirate Radio studios. And we have our Friday Free Beer Friday giveaway. A 12-pack of Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade. We got the variety pack for you. Black Cherry, Bambalam, Original, Strawberry, and Peach. We've got a Bud Light T-shirt, koozies, Pirate Vibes Only shirt, and a pizza from Domino's. It can all be yours if you are a winner in hour 3 when we open up the booty bag with our Free Beer Friday Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade giveaway. Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989er. Take a time out, come back. More to go on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those, but anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
What's the big deal?
Where can you get pizza, bread twists, specialty chicken, and more for just $5.99 each?
Is it at Domino's?
He hands off hand toss pizza and a marble cookie brownie. He's going!
There's a lot of variety on the radio and at Domino's too, where you can
mix and match 2 or more. $5.99 each at Domino's.
2-item minimum. Pan pizza, bone-in wings, and bread bowls will be extra. Ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, delivery area, and charges may vary.
To some, that may just sound like ice hitting heavy-duty plastic. But to a Bud Light legend, it's a signal that says it's time. Time to dust off the barbecue tongs and load up the cooler with 37 Bud Lights and an assortment of dips. Because it's time to take back all the fun we've missed. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. Let's take summer by the coolers. Cooler up at BudLightLegends.com. Enjoy responsibly. 2021 AB Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get a 2021 Encore GX and save over $4,550 or 0% for 72 months. And as always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
You know texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. Yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance. The no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
This is Norm Bryant with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs, 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville, across from Ron Ayers Motorsports, and in Chocowinity next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
Baseball is back, and the Wood Ducks have so much in store this season. We have dollar beer every Thursday, presented by Natural Light. Mother Earth Friday with discounted beer prices. Giveaways and Pepsi Saturdays plus Sundays are Dogs and Dogs Days, presented by Riverbank Animal Hospital and Friendly Mart Food Stores. Be sure to purchase your game tickets in advance or online at woodducksbaseball.com or by calling Wood Ducks offices at 252-686-5164. Book soon for the 2021 season. Go Woodies!
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers.
Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates.
This is ECU assistant football coach Roy Tesh, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local and print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio for 18 years. And Clip, this just came out just a few minutes ago that Connor Norby and Gavin Williams have been listed among 41 semifinalists for the Dick Hauser Trophy, which is given to the top player in collegiate baseball. The finalists are going to be announced on June 10th, and then the winner will be announced on June 19th on the MLB Network. So there you go.
Awesome.
Another addition to the watch list.
Let's watch it. The Dick Hauser Trophy. I'm looking at some past Dick Hauser Award winners. Let's see. Robin Ventura from Oklahoma State back in 1988. Brooks Kinetic won it twice. I remember him as a kid. We wanted all the Brooks Kinetic cards we could find. Never really did anything in the pros for the Cubs. Jason Varitek did a lot. Todd Helton, who played first base and quarterback at Tennessee. Mark Pryor, who could have been the next great pitcher, suffered a lot of injuries as a Chicago Cub. Buster Posey, Steven Strasburg, Anthony Rendon. That was 3 straight years there. Pretty good players there. And let's see, Chris Bryant, Andrew Benintendi, some other names. Most recently, Adley Rutschman in 2019, who was the Orioles pick, who we hope to see in Major League Baseball pretty soon. How about some trivia?
Let's go.
Shirley and Chandler, here you go. On this day in 1997, this pitcher beat the Yankees for his 200th win as a starting pitcher. He did it as a member of the Blue Jays. He went on to win 354 career games.
As a Blue Jay.
At this time in his career, he was a Blue Jay.
Clemens.
I was going to say Roger Clemens.
The Rocket is correct.
Yeah.
Well done.
I was thinking, my first thought was Roger Clemens, but I was like, wait a second, was he a Blue Jay in the 90s, though?
That's literally what I had to do.
I had to wait a second and kind of jog my memory, but Roger Clemens.
God. Happy birthday to this a-hole who lifted Ron Gant off first base in the 1992 World Series. 1991 World Series.
Lifted him off of first base.
You remember the cut of a catch is made, Gant runs back to the base, this Twins first baseman gets the ball, he's got like his leg in his arm and like lifts him off the bag and tags him, and they called him out. Kent Herbeck.
I would have never guessed that, because the only lift I was thinking of was, but that was during an All-Star game, was when Barry Bonds hit an absolute bomb, and I think it was Ken Griffey Jr.
No, you're thinking about Torrey Hunter catching it.
Yes, Torrey Hunter.
And then Bonds lifted him up and carried him
off
over his shoulder.
Yeah, that was the only thing I could think of.
Happy birthday to this man who popularized the phrase, let's get ready to rumble.
Let's get ready. The ring announcer. His name is like Bob something. Is it Bob?
Nope.
Bob Baffert.
I can see his face, but I can't think of his name.
You're on the right track because his first and last name start with a B.
Okay. Bill?
No.
Brian?
No.
No.
Bob? I already said Bob.
Bill. Brian. Bob. Bill, Brian, Bob? Bill O'Brien? Bruce Buffer.
Bruce Buffer, that's him.
I know, I just said that.
I could see his face. I don't think I ever knew his name.
Happy birthday to this legendary Texas running back who, how about it?
Ricky Williams.
I looked this up, Shirley. The second all-time leading rusher in Dolphins history.
Ricky Williams.
I didn't know he was played enough,
I didn't know that.
Ricky Williams. He is behind Larry Zonka on that list. Ricky Williams' birthday.
How far back do you have to go to? I mean, think about the gap there between Ricky Williams and Larry Zonka.
Zonka ended his career in 79.
I know.
Yeah.
Zonk.
Ronnie Brown, who was there with Ricky Williams. Although I guess it makes sense. They were doing like a lot of Wildcat and running the football for those years.
Mm-hmm.
I love the name for the seventh all-time leading rusher for the Dolphins. I had his cards when he was a rookie. Do you remember, Shirley, they had a running back named Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? It was in the 90s.
No, really? I don't.
And he is the seventh all-time leading rusher in Dolphins history.
I didn't remember much about that offense.
Yeah, well.
So he was a 19-time All-Star, and he was...
Later in his career, went back to play in the NFL. All right, I'm watching golf. Has anything better happened in the baseball game?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
A little regular season title hangover.
Yeah, I guess that happens.
5-0 is the score.
They drove down 45 minutes to Frenchie's and had some cocktails last night.
That's the one thing I did not get to do while I was in Florida.
What's
to go to Frenchie's.
What is Frenchie's?
It's that bar in left field, but it's also like a chain in that area.
It's a chain restaurant, but supposedly the food is really good. It was highly recommended, but we never made it over there.
Did you go to Beef O'Brady's?
No. I went to a Brazilian steakhouse while I was down there, which was really cool. I'd never been to one of those before. I definitely would do that again, but the price tag surprised me quite a bit. Like, that was the most expensive meal I think I've ever had in my lifetime.
Chandler,
not that it matters.
What's the most expensive meal you ever had? Did you have it for lunch?
What's the most expensive bar tab you've ever had?
Let's see. I tell you what. The
Gator alert! Gator alert! Gator alert! There's a gator on the course.
Nice.
Gator on the course in
South Carolina Gators.
Yeah.
Someone needs to contact Alligator Adventure. Anyway, but I did the food at the Panthers games is ridiculous. I believe I remember a cheeseburger, fries, and a drink was like $18.50. I kid you not.
Yeah, why would you eat at a football game though? That's on you. You eat before the game.
Yeah, you always eat before the game.
I just got hungry.
You got to save money for all the beers and sodas.
I mean, a snack, yes. Like maybe like some popcorn or something like that.
Did you say I just got hungry? Hey, you're only there. You're watching the football game. How do you even eat? You got to cheer. You got to yell.
It was halftime.
Okay, I guess that makes a little sense. I'll give you that, I guess. But a cheeseburger and a fry? You had a whole meal.
That's like getting a meal at a concert. Like, how are you going to eat that? And
now, did you pay for this or did your parents?
I paid for it.
Wow, that's one of the worst decisions.
I literally gave the person a $20 bill and got like $1.50.
Is that the worst decision you've ever made in your life?
No.
I was going to say no.
I actually got
There's
duped.
no way.
I actually got duped into buying. I was in Nashville for a Beta Club convention in high school.
All right, we get it. You're smart.
But I was in Nashville. We were staying at the Grand Ole Opry.
All right, you're smart and rich. What a brag.
Wow.
That is not even the Grand Ole Opry. The Grand Ole Opry is a whole different thing.
I was going to say
it's the Opryland Hotel.
Okay, I was going to say.
There's a mall right beside the hotel.
Brag.
And you know the people, the vendors in the middle that always try to like sell you something? The guy actually pulls me to the side and sells me some facial cream, like for zits. I swear to God, he talked to me for like 10 minutes, and I mean, he finally got me. It was $150.
Chandler.
Wow.
Oh my God.
You know what I do?
It's like 160.
That's why I don't.
But it was multiple things. Like it was like a package. It wasn't like this one little tub of cream that cost $150.
So like you're at this with like
my friends that were with me on that trip still talk crap to me about that
because you're too nice of a guy. You couldn't say no.
Yeah, man.
Did you have a lot of?
The guy started talking about like he's trying to support his family. I don't know.
He hit you with this.
He sold me. But
did you have a pizza face?
Huh?
Did you have a lot of zits?
I actually did. There at one point in my high school, I want to say like between my junior high school, I had like zits.
And this guy took advantage of your.
He was like, "Let me get this guy,"
and your sympathy for the human race.
Yeah.
Man, that sucks.
$50.
Where were did you tell a teacher about this? Like they had to feel awful.
No. Man. I actually remember going back home and
did your dad
bringing it
kick your ass?
No, I remember like bringing it back into my bathroom. I was setting it up in my bathroom. Mom walks in. She's like, "What is that?" She was like, "I hope it makes me fly."
Why are you walking around with that much cash on you?
Oh, I took a lot because Nashville. I mean, look, I took a lot of money. So you know what? Hey man, look,
that much cash.
Give me some facial cream.
You only live once. When you're on vacation, you got to spend on all this good stuff like
that is
facial cream.
That is a true story.
Wow. Did it help? Did it help your face?
Yeah.
No way.
I swear.
It worked?
Yeah, I mean, the guy told me what to do with it. Like, you put it on, like, right before you get, or after you get out of the shower, do all that. It helped. It might have took a couple of years, but
Chandler had sucker written all over his forehead. Man, that's sad.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised. I haven't told that story because I was sort of embarrassed to tell that story, but
and now
I think this is great radio to tell. So.
Well, it shows you are. I don't even know if you're gullible. I think at that point you had an adult take advantage of you as a kid and just pressure you into buying something.
Mm-hmm.
That is a crazy amount of money to spend, though.
I want to say it's like $150.
How much money did you have left?
I get the heebie-jeebies if I ever have to spend that much money in one place.
On facial cream?
And now it would never be on facial cream.
What we've learned today is Chandler has just money to burn in the fire pit.
At the Grand Ole Opry, apparently.
He eats full meals at NFL games, which is just unheard of. $150 on facial cream. I know what you got for lunch today. You just spend money willy-nilly. Let me hold $5.
Nah, man, look, I tell myself, and it's been like this throughout my college days, save money. Don't eat out.
And you don't live by that rule, do you?
Absolutely not.
I was going to say.
Absolutely not. But, yeah, so that happened to me, and that was... And this is probably not a good thing to tell, but it was my parents' money. It was, $500. I think they gave me $500.
And you spent almost all of it on facial cream.
How long were you in Nashville?
Like 4 days.
They sent you to Nashville for 3 or 4 days with $500 in your pocket.
Good God.
And
I would've just-
how old were you then?
I was a junior, senior high school.
I would have gone.
They have lost their ever-loving minds.
Yeah.
My mother would never send me anywhere with that kind of cash.
It might have not been that much, but it was. I mean, it was up there.
Well, you had at least $150.
Mm-hmm.
That's still way more money than I would have ever come to Nashville with.
All right, we got to go. We got to welcome on Morgan Ahlers. So let's take a time out.
Did you see Chad's tweet?
That was funny. Check that out, Chandler. All right. Old Richie Rich over here buying facial cream for $150 and buying full meals at NFL games. That one bothers me even more than the cream for some reason.
It was like a meal pill. It was like a meal package. It was like you get the burger, the fries come with it. Here's a drink. Oh, by the way, it cost you $20.
Hey, there's the facial cream guy from a few years ago.
I want to say I went the next year and I saw the same guy and I made sure not to go by him again.
Fool me once, shame on you. All right, let's take a time out. We'll come back. More to go on Pirate Radio Live. Morgan Ahlers joins us in hour 3. We got our Free Beer Friday giveaway as well. We're back with you after this.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Cliff Godwin. Summer is here and I want to invite your son to attend Cliff Godwin Youth Camps. We will offer 3 sessions the weeks of June 28th, July 12th, and July 26th. All camps will be held at Clark LeClaire Stadium and campers will get baseball instruction from members of the 2021 ECU baseball team. Campers will also play games and each camp ends with our famous Pirate Slip and Slide. Full day and half day sessions are offered. For more information, visit cliffgodwinbaseballcamp.com. See you there. Go Pirates.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Gray Williams from the Pitt County Pirate Club, inviting you to join us on Saturday, June 19th for our first annual Cornhole Tournament presented by Miller Lite. There will be 2 divisions to compete in, the Advanced and the Competitive. Each division will have a doubles and a singles bracket. The total payout for the tournament will be $4,800. Hurry, space is limited. Sign up today by going to Eventbrite and searching Pitt County Pirate Club Cornhole Tournament or finding us on Facebook. Go Pirates!
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
So why not a bowl game, guys?
And probably maybe USF.
What do they got this year?
Not a clue.
I thought he was going to say not much.
You're honest.
Not much.
God bless your honesty.
11 coming back.
App State is really the pivotal game if you want to go to a bowl. I'm going to say it.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
Hey Pirate fans, it's time to get that yard done right with the new John Deere mower from Quality Equipment. Our premium lawn care lineup is what every homeowner needs this spring. A John Deere will change the way you mow with easy-to-use attachments, effortless steering, and intuitive controls. Right now, save up to $700 on X300, X500, and X700 series mowers. Learn more at QualityEquip.com and get quality done right. Offer ends 10/29/21. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
In studio today with Tony Edwards from AG Home Solutions. And Tony, you love to help people remodel spaces or even do new construction.
We do, and we also can help people find financing when they want to do projects like this. And so we partner with folks like Joey Barrow with Annie Mac Mortgage.
And Joey's in studio with us as well. And Joey, people have a lot of financing questions to be able to help reach the home of their dreams, whether it's remodel or new construction.
No matter how large or small the project may be, we have options for you. Even if you have credit concerns, we provide guidance to help you get the home of your dream or turn the home that you currently have into the home of your dream.
Joey, how can folks get up with you?
You can call us today at 917-8400, or you can go to our website at greenville.annie-mac.com.
And Tony, what about if people have renovation questions? How can they get up with AG Home Solutions?
You can contact us at 947-2526 or check out our website at aghomesolutions.com.
Thanks again to Tony Edwards from AG Home Solutions and Joey Barrow from Annie Mac Mortgage joining us today.
Spring is a great time to plant flowers, trees, and bushes. When planning your landscape, please keep in mind that you should never plant anything within 3 feet of a gas, electric, or water meter. The same thing applies if you have an electric transformer in your yard, except keep plants 8 feet clear of the front in case crews need access during a storm or an outage. Always remember to call 811 at least 3 business days before you dig to avoid underground lines. This important safety message is from your neighbors at Greenville Utilities.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, pirates supporting pirates.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Got damage? Damage from wood rot, fixed. Damage from smoke or fire, fixed. Damage from caused by water, fixed. If you've got damage, use a contractor that works for you and not your insurance company. Visit fixednc.com today or call 999-0001. That's 3 9s, 3 zeros, and a 1. Fixed NC, restore, renew, maintain. Now let's head back into PRL. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
Hour 3, it is a big hour for you because we got a Free Beer Friday prize pack to give away that includes a 12-pack of Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade, a Bud Light t-shirt and koozies, new Pirate Vibes Only shirt, and also a large pizza from Domino's. It can be yours if you are the caller we asked for. Shirley, what caller are we going to look for today?
12.
Caller 12. We will ask you to call in about 20 to 30 minutes, so prepare for that. Morgan Ahlers joins us on a Friday. Morgan, good to see you, man.
Good to be here. Beautiful day.
Now, last week you were on with us, but Chandler was not here on a Friday. But I know that Chandler did a little karaoke not too long ago.
Yeah.
For DJ Captain Morgan, and you said he did a pretty good job singing Journey.
He did good.
It was a great time. My first time out there at the Buck. It was an awesome venue.
Tuesday night, yeah, come on out on the big stage.
Don't Stop Believing. We heard a tune Wednesday after Trivia at AJ's by Journey.
It was Any Way You Want It, maybe? I can't remember what it was.
He said he's ready for round 2.
Any Way You Want It, maybe. I'm sorry, that was funny.
Anyway you want it.
Maybe.
There are a few clarifications to that. So qualifiers.
Sound like one of these burger places. Serve it anywhere you want it, but we don't have any mustard, ketchup, chili, or cheese.
Other than that, though.
Other than that, we can get you a burger and a bun.
Have it your way.
But no, I did get up on stage maybe after 4 or 5 beers, but no.
A lot of maybes here in this story.
Yeah.
Kind of hazy, it sounds like.
It was after a few adult
little
beverages.
bit.
Yeah, but it was fun. And
that was fun, wasn't it?
Yes, but I will definitely be back.
Good.
Harold Varner III is now back to +3. He's had a couple of rough holes and is still flirting with the cut line. The projected cut right now expected to be +4, and he is sitting at 3 over par.
I asked my buddy who was on that trip with me, I said, do you remember that time the guy in Nashville sold me facial cream? And he said, for $1.6 million? Yeah, I do remember that.
Morgan, I really enjoyed hearing that story before you came on. Do you have anything you'd like to sell, Chandler?
You bought facial cream from
It was the whole like package. It wasn't just like one tub of it. Was like 4 or 5
was
things.
it on a sidewalk or in a building?
It was in a mall. It was a guy.
But
it's like, hey, Clip. Hey, man, you look like you need some facial cream.
It was not
in the... man, you want John to get rid of those zits.
It was not in the store. Was it a kiosk at least?
It was in the middle, like when you're walking from store to store and the people are like selling necklaces.
Oh, so they're the people that you're walking down, they're jumping in front of you. Hey, you want some?
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, they used to have that in the mall here. You don't have to go to Nashville.
$150 for some facial cream. So, how much would you buy those sunglasses off Morgan's neck right now?
$250 tops.
And he's a prescription, baby. They're $450.
Deal.
You won't give him a deal? Sold. The guy was trying to sell them for like $50, and Chandler was like, "That's it? I'd pay $150 for that." Great negotiator. All right, Morgan, what is going on? How about the Pirates winning a regular season conference title?
Yeah, I watched that yesterday. A good game. Hopefully, they're down a little bit now in the 7th. But while we're here, while we're on the air, they're going to make a comeback.
Is that a fact?
No, it's not a fact. It's a hope.
It's a hope.
It's a hope.
And they have put themselves in a good spot, Morgan, to host a regional. And since we last talked, the NCAA did indeed walk back their 50%. We hoped and thought they would. And they announced that now it is up to the state guidelines. It's up to the schools. And we will get some clarification on that next week. But I would assume ECU is going to try to pack all the butts in the seats they can for the region.
I heard that it's up to the local and state mandates, which is, and then Roy Cooper came out and said if Carolina State or Wake Forest or Duke qualifies, they can have 100% of the people. But if East Carolina qualifies, they can have 6.
Okay, there's that.
Thank you very much. I'll be here for the next 30 minutes.
If it's the Hurricanes, they can have over 100% capacity.
That was cool. Have you seen some of the video?
Heck yeah,
man, that's awesome.
I've been enjoying some Canes hockey, jumping on the playoff bandwagon here, and it is great. It just does so much for a sporting event, Morgan. I said that, being a Washington fan, being a Braves fan, it was fun to see those teams have home playoff games last year. But when there's no fans in the stands, it really does take away from it. And it finally felt real to see all those Canes fans in the building.
Not only for the fans, but for the players.
Sure.
Because it gives them a whole different... They haven't had that in a year. And, imagine what's going to happen in Dowdy Ficklin Stadium next year when South Carolina comes to town. You got 50,000 people and they're going nuts.
I've already thought about it. I'm already fired up for it.
I've been fired up about it.
Speaking of which, we need to know how many days it is until kickoff. ECU taking on Appalachian State in Charlotte at Bank of America Stadium. They will
63
days away.
Yep.
You're on the opposite end of Bryce Williams with your predictions. He was a little high. I hadn't talked to Mr. T in a while. That reminded me.
He's got the new thing with
a little Nature Boy.
Woo!
Little Nate on a Friday. 104. 104.
Because last week it was 111.
Oh, good math. You stumbled on it a little bit, but you nailed it. 111. So next week it'll be? I'm going to say 97.
Divided by 6 times 3. One of them little slash lines behind the 3. 97.
All right, 97. Next week we'll be inside of triple digits.
We're not going to be here.
We're not going to be here.
Next time we're going to be here, it's going to be 91.
90. Wow. What was your major in college, Morgan? Serious question.
Math.
It was not.
Communications, minored in history.
All right. Minored in history.
Minored in history.
So
I like history.
What were your plans coming out of college?
Find a job.
To be a DJ?
I was doing that already.
So you've been doing that a long time? You were a bouncer too, right?
I was kicking people out of bars back when the age was 18 and I was 16 when I started working in bars.
That's true.
Yeah, it's a true story.
And
I got smart because we're sitting there bouncing at bars. It was a place called Charades in Atlantic Beach. And we go out and, we'd work the night and you have to clean up and then you have to go out and clean up the parking lot and break up fights and all this. And it took me a little while, but I started watching the DJs. And they're getting more money. Didn't have to do up any of the cleanup stuff. And the girls, they'd hang out with girls all night. I'm like, hey. And it took me another year to figure out that I wanted to do that.
Now, nowadays, and it's a lot more than just pressing a button.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to insult what DJs do because you have to have the equipment, set up the equipment. You have to be entertaining.
It's a whole lot easier now than it was then.
That's my question. How different is it now than when you first started?
When I first started, you had 45s. So I had like 2 or 3 boxes of 45 records, which were the small. For those youngsters, Chandler, do you know what a 45 record is? Come out!
Is he?
He's got some face cream he's putting on.
Are you listening to the Pirate Radio Live?
Yes.
Well, Shirley, you know this answer. Do you know what a 45 record is? Chandler?
No.
You don't.
A 45 record?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
I do.
I know Shirley would.
Now, what are the big ones? The regular size
Those are
ones?
LPs.
Okay.
Those or 12-inch record.
Okay.
A 12-inch would be an extended mix of a particular song. Say if you had Celebration by Kool and Gang, and then you had the 12-inch version of it, it'd look like a big, but it's not the full album.
Okay.
It's or like the 13-minute version of Disco Inferno.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's called the bathroom version.
Yep, that's exactly what that is.
So you had,
but a 45 would be just a small single record with had a bigger hole in the middle that you put the adapter on the record player and it would play that.
And did you have multiple, I don't know.
Turntables?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had the MK2 12,000s.
So you would set that up, have a good time, and now press the button.
But you'd have to bring in the speakers in the day. They weren't powered, so then you bring the speakers in, then you have to roll your amplifiers in, and those things were like boat anchors.
Did it morph from that to, did you ever go cassette tapes, or was it records to CDs?
No, I went records to CDs and then CDs to hard drive.
There you go, the history